Hi guys, I thought I'd do a run through of the Reposit iPad app. This is version 4.1.1. They did quite an update. I think it was earlier this year off memory, but it was a good update. So it really gives you a lot of information about your solar and what's going on. I have 11.3 kilowatts of solar on my house, and that's over two systems. So back in 2015 I put 4.94 kilowatts up there, and that served me well. Now back in 2017 I wanted to get a battery, so I went down that road and ended up putting a second system. So most of my panels are north facing, and I've also got some west facing panels as well. So basically Reposit is a system which pretty much manages where your solar goes and manages the battery. There's also a thing called grid credits. So basically when the grid gets under pressure and the spot electricity price spikes, my Reposit will start discharging the battery straight back to the grid, and you get paid $1 a kilowatt for that. So realistically I wouldn't put Reposit in for that if you're in Sydney where I am, because the energy supply is very stable. In other states like South Australia it's very unstable, and they buy a lot of their power, so their spot price jumps especially in summer, jumps all the time. So if you're in South Australia, you've got solar, I'd definitely be putting Reposit in, because you could actually start earning quite a decent amount of that. So basically let's jump into the app here. So at the moment it's been a good day today. Actually we've had a lot of sun, which is good, because December this month has been pretty bad. It's been a lot of smoke in the sky and really overcast. So basically at the moment on the dashboard saying I'm exporting power, so if I should be using it if I've got somebody to use it with. Now over to the right you've got today's cost. So basically that says from 3 o'clock today I've earned $2.05, and that takes into account the daily supply charge. So if I click into that, you can see there so far today. So basically I've earned $3.66 from exporting power back to the grid, because I'll get 11 cents a kilowatt, and I've paid $1.60. So about $1 of that is the daily supply charge, and the other 60 cents I must have used a couple of kilowatts this morning. Now you can go down a little bit further and it goes on to say a bit more. So today's estimate $2.90, November $3.53, and November 2018 was $1.92. So that's some good information there. Self-sufficiency, 84% of your solar energy came from solar, and 40% was stored or consumed. So basically what that's saying is most of the power I've used today has come from solar, and also been pumped back into the battery. So the battery generally, depending on what's happening, I can generally get through a night with the battery, so I actually won't use any power at all. But it sort of depends on what we're doing the night before and if we're up late or whatever. So battery status, so it's 100%, so it's full. If we can go in there, and that gives us a graph of basically when. So you can see where the battery went flat early in the early hours of this morning, and then basically from about 7 you can see it started sort of pumping. So the battery was charged, I think it was charged by about 10 o'clock this morning. Right now basically it's just saying 4.56 of kilowatts have been exported back to the grid. The house is currently using 1.58. The solar is producing 6.15 kilowatts at the moment. Now if we go down to the bottom here, we've got cost. So we can go into cost, and that gives you a basically a summary of what's happened. So as you can see, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, I made money from solar. Tuesday, I paid a little bit. Monday, made a little bit. Saturday, Sunday, I paid. So these are basically very overcast days where the solar was minimal. Now you can click down the bottom here, and that opens up a little bit more. So that just goes into say your costs really. That's grid credits you see down the bottom, but look, I think I've had a grid credit event maybe 3 times since November 2017, so it's not a big thing. Now we can also go to a weekly graph and monthly. So you can see here on a month you can see pretty much I make money every month except for dead of winter. So May and June. May I've pretty much broken even. June I paid. So that's obviously because there's a lot shorter days, so a lot less sunlight. So in June I paid $31.57. May was 41 cents, but then we get to July, I made $9. August 37, September 90, November 91. So really October, November, December, January, they're sort of big months, and then it sort of starts tapering off a bit. Now that's your weekly graph, so that's if you really want to go into it. Again, you can open up that menu down the bottom, which shows some more details over a weekly thing. So that weekly cost 14-week average, and then obviously the week we're in at the moment. Now if we can go over to activity, basically this is what's happening right now. So it gives you a bit of a graph. So 6 kilowatts coming from solar, the house is using 1.4, and the rest has been exported to the grid because the battery's full. You can also click on last hour, so that just shows you what's happened in the last hour, and then today. So as you can see there, solar 58 kilowatts, and nearly 36 has been exported so far. The house has used 17.8. Okay, so this is a graph. So you've got it basically just gives you that information in a graph format. So the top one is basically what's happening at the moment. So you can see pretty much you've got a flat line. Now you can see looks to be about 3 a.m. the battery went flat, and I started using some power from the grid. Now it says I imported 2.5 kilowatts today, and basically that graph just goes on and it shows you what the solar was doing. Same thing, sort of house usage, that is in a graph, so you can actually see where your power spiked. So you can see at about what's that, probably about 10:30 it spiked. At that time the pool pump would have been on, and I think we had the washing machine and the dishwasher on at the same time. So that's for that spike. Obviously if I put the air conditioning on, that'd really spike up as well for your usage. Solar generation 58.1. So you can see it's been a good day for solar today. So it's been fairly consistent, bar earlier this morning, but it's been a fairly good day. It peaked at 8.69 kilowatts, so I've seen it sort of in the mid 9s before, so it really just depends on the day. And down the bottom you've got battery state of charge. So you can say I think it looks to be about 3 a.m. the battery went flat. Then from about 7 it started producing solar again, and then the battery, I think the battery was full at about 10:30 this morning. Now up in the top right corner you've got a date picker, so you can actually go back and have a look at previous days, and that's basically what happened yesterday. And same thing for flow. I mean, it's that gives you the flow for the day, so you can go back and check any of those days. So it's the 23rd. So you've got that for the flow and the graph, so you can really go in and see. So I think, look, the Reposit app on the iPad is really good. On the iPhone it's basically just a smaller version of this, really. You've got all the same information, so it's great. There is also a web page, so you can log on to your Reposit website, and you can actually go in and get really detailed sort of information. You can see exactly where electricity was spiked, like from usage and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in seeing that, maybe leave a comment and I can bring the web page up and go through that. So thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. Happy to answer, and have a great day. Thanks very much. Bye bye. Hi again. I thought I'd just tack on the iPhone app. So as I said before, it is pretty much the same as the iPad app. So it's got all the same sort of stuff on there, same menus and same information. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer. Thanks for watching and have a great day.